Gustavo, it just looks like a lot of destruction around you. What's the latest going on there?
This is ground zero for this earthquake. You can see behind me the houses that just came down when the 7.8 earthquake hit Saturday night. This is one of the places where they found survivors. This is about 2 feet, less than a meter high. And through here, I'm being told 3 people were able to crawl out of the lower level of this house and came out to safety. This house is completely destroyed. We see debris all over. Just next door to it, we're seeing what is left of what was one of the nicest hotels, I'm being told, in this city. They have confirmed 7 people dead here. 5 of them Cuban doctors that were working on this city, a British tourist who was on the visiting, and right now they're looking for a 7th person who is the uncle of the owner. The rescuers are coming from regions far away from this coastal region of Ecuador. These people are working around the clock, not only to bring out those who they know have been killed, but also searching for survivors, hoping that they still have a few hours left that gives them hope that somebody else might be alive.
Gustavo, you're showing us extraordinary and worrying scenes there of the level of destruction. Do the rescuers have what they need? Do they have the equipment? Do they have the personnel, the supplies?
The government has deployed an extraordinary amount of not only rescuers from all over the country, but also the Army is here. The Navy is arriving. They're sending a ship that is going to help processing drinking water. But I'm being told that they still need, they're lucky here. They have a couple of big, heavy machinery that is being able to pull the debris and look for survivors. That is not the case in this vast region. They are asking people to pull this kind of equipment to assist lifting the heavy concrete. They also need supplies. We know the survivors need water, need food, need shelter. They also asking for portable bathrooms because right now they don't have a place to go, and they are afraid that that might create another health concern in this region. They also asking for one of the things that caught my eye is that they are telling me the rescuers were given money so they can feed themselves. The problem is there's not a place where they can buy food, so they're hoping that somebody can provide them with those basic elements so they can continue working for the community.
It's just incredible. They're dealing with challenge upon challenge there and just the basic necessities that they don't even have at this point. And to know that that rubble behind you, that pile of debris, once used to be a hotel. I'm just curious to know from your perspective, you know, talking to people, walking around, seeing the destruction, what's really been sticking out to you the most?
You know, it's been very interesting because Ecuador is not a big country. They do have decent roads, but they're 2-lane roads, very winding. It's hard to get from point A to point B on a regular day. Today they also have landslides, which are also normal. It's a very mountainous area, but it was aggravated by the earthquake. But I was just talking to the owner of this hotel a few minutes ago, and she had that kind of nervous laugh that she was trying to digest what has happened. We also, in Quito, the capital, last night, everybody seemed to know somebody who was affected by this tragedy. Our driver himself, when I asked him this morning when we met, he said one of his relatives, friends, was killed, a teenager. The wall of her house fell on her overnight. So it's affecting everybody. Everybody's pulling together. The local media is calling the whole country to assist, to send help. So they are very grateful for the aid they're getting from other countries. They are thankful for their fellow citizens that are coming to help, but they're also asking for a little help so they can continue with their lives, because many people are spending the night on the streets, either because they don't have a place to go to or because they're afraid to go back indoors in case there's another aftershock.
And Gustavo, don't be afraid to continue showing us what's around you. We can see people behind you crawling up through that rubble to obviously go try to help. Is the damage that we're seeing that you've just shown us representative of the broader area where you are?
We drove up, I'm going to say, half of the town. and we have not seen a structure that hasn't been damaged. The cemetery, there are people already burying their victims. The cemetery is also damaged. So I cannot give you a precise estimate, but it's hard for me to find a place where people are comfortable going. In fact, if you see over my shoulder on that side, Rich is going to show you, they're coming out with bags. That was a grocery store, and the owners, the rescuers, the volunteers are pulling all what is left that can be used to make sure, first of all, that it's not stolen, but also that they can distribute it to other people. So this area, this is very close to where the epicenter of the earthquake registered on Saturday. This is one of the worst areas that we've seen. We saw some damage on the way here, about 120 kilometers. 5 people were killed. A few more kilometers before that, there was a 3-story building that collapsed. Gentleman that died there. So in this area, the damage is widespread. Not so much outside these 6 coastal regions in the western part of the country.
And Gustavo, just quickly, because you said you're near the epicenter of this quake, what about the aftershocks? How many have you been feeling? How large have they been? And have you seen more homes or buildings or structures crumble as a result of the aftershocks?
We haven't heard of report damages for the aftershock. People are very scared. They have been, one of the reports is over 200 of several magnitudes, I believe. The largest one was around 6 on the scale. But we haven't heard of damage as a result. People are scared. In the past, I don't know, 6 hours that we've been here, we haven't felt any. We don't know if other parts of the region are feeling any.